Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the um, F6 Austria PSGL round one. And I hope everyone is having a lovely evening. I'm Chiz, and I'm joined by Punju for the opening round.
How's it going, everybody?
Hope everyone's days are going well. We got 20, well, yeah, 20 drivers ready to go for round one. A nice introduction. Austria is always a good one to start with. It's a very balanced track. Uh, good on traction, good on cornering, all of that. I think it's a nice one to start the season.
Yeah, I think this is probably like one of the best tracks to start at. Obviously not necessarily one of the longer tracks. I've got some fun facts about it, but you are right. It definitely does provide some interesting racing. With three DRS zones, it's going to be a really good opportunity for people to have good overtakes, some good action. It's going to be a ton of fun. And Chids, this is our first time commentating
It
together.
is.
I'm super excited.
Me too. Me too.
Are you stoked?
I'm really happy. I mean, we saw the race yesterday as well, with the first division. That was a great fun to watch. Hoping we can get
Mm-hmm.
the same excitement. I think it'll be really good. If we want to have a look at the track map, it's Austria. There is three sectors, as there is with every track. 10 turns with a track distance of 4.3 kilometers, three DRS zones as previously mentioned. Um, Lots of track elevation, 10 corners, 10 turns, making this Austrian track. Um, yeah, so we've seen great battling, as I said, in lots of different tiers. With the tiers that have already been on, we've seen it in real life. It's always such a good one to see, to
Mm-hmm.
witness.
I've, I've got a little bit of a fun fact here about Austria. I don't know if you guys know this. Obviously, many of you guys will know that this is the shortest average track lap time. However, did you know it's not the shortest track? Actually, it is the fourth shortest track on the calendar.
Well,
The shorter tracks are Monaco, Mexico, and Brazil. A little fun fact, even though this does have the fastest average lap time,
great fun fact.
which does mean which does mean we're gonna have a lot of speed out here. Um, so expect some pretty high average speeds. Expect some quick overtakes. Obviously, that DRS zone 2, in my opinion, is one of the most interesting spots to make your passes. Um, that's where I love taking my passes. Another really fun fact before we do get into qualifying, which is just about to start. Um, in real life, did you know that Alan Prost and Max Verstappen have the equal record for most wins here, both at three?
Well,
Fun fact.
all right.
Yes.
So let's get into qualifying as the first drivers are beginning to go out. Oh, I have the audio bug that makes stupid audio. Oh, I'm going to turn that down.
Don't we love that?
We do love that. I'll just turn that down so you should still be able to hear it, but it won't be too annoying. But here we go. We've never seen any of these drivers personally, so it's going to be a really great opportunity for both of us to learn lots of things about them. We're going to see who are the fighters for the championship. I mean, obviously, it's not all said in one round. There's a long season. But it'll be really interesting to see who can get in front at the beginning.
Yes, I agree. Now I'm just pulling up all my telemetry lap map and or lap data and track map right now. Obviously, everybody's going to start out on the soft tires to go see what pace they can have. Jess asked prediction on who could be champion. Now, Jess, I wish that I could give you that prediction, but I think today is going to be a good opportunity to kind of learn a little bit about these drivers and give us more accurate prediction. Now, what I am going to do, I'm going to write down whatever my prediction is at the end of qualifying.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
And
that
if
too.
I'm right, then I think that deserves some pretty crazy celebration. I doubt I will be right with just that little bit of information, but you never know. Um, also, for those of you guys that do ask about Yarno, remember the pinned message. He obviously does not race in this tier. He is in PCF1, which is on Wednesday evenings. That is the last we're going to say about it. But, yeah, I personally think that this track is gonna give some serious action.
Well,
Who are you watching
at the
right now?
moment, watching the Alpine of Lucas Eduardo, who's on a lap. He did just have the purple sector one, although I think that might be because he's the first one to do a lap. But he did have a little lock up through turn two, but he's looking to be pretty solid coming through. I think that's turn four. Apologies if I've got that wrong, but
Oh, you were correct.
it's um showing a good middle sector, a little bit shy of the apex, but that's not the end of the world. There's lots of time to be found in this track, and the drivers are going to have I think about 3. There's enough time for about 3, maybe if you push it 4 timed laps around here. But FedEx sets the first lap in qualifying of F6, sitting on 104.5. It's a very good lap time by him. We'll see if Luis Eduardo can beat it. He can't. He's 5 tenths off. And FedEx's teammate goes into P2 with a 104.9.
Yeah, you know, the Aston Martins are also about to go across the line. ETA Quark will be the first one to get one, and then Dot will be starting a hot lap, which is actually who I'm going to go put my focus on. I want to see where he does. Quark did just put it in second place, which obviously early into qualifying. No questions right there. Drix in the chat says that pole will be a 104.2 is his prediction. Now, do you think, Chiz, that Drix is right, or do you think he's kind of underselling it? We might see somebody crank into the 104.
It's a new game. It's a new game, and it's lap times. They're not entirely figured out what we're going to get in polls. I do think from what we've seen so far, we've got a 104.3 by KJR in the Haas, who's just gone on pole. I think he'll be looking to beat that by a few tenths, so I think it'll be a low 104 for sure. But it depends how much time they can gain. I remember Ben Edwards, the old BBC commentator, said a very good statement about this track. It's so easy to lose time, but so difficult to find it. So it's really about how brave drivers can be going into the corners, and how much traction they can have.
Where they're at right now, like I'm looking at Dot and the Aston Martin about to cross turn 10 and finish the lap. Those turn 9s, turn 10s are where you make a ton of time if you have that bravery.
Sounds a bit quiet. Sorry.
But if you don't have that bravery, then you're right. You'll definitely lose a lot of time. That's a really good comment. Who did you say that was?
Ben Edwards.
Ben Edwards.
Ben Edwards. Yeah, good commentator. Sorry, I just need to make it accurate.
I love that.
Yeah. It's really accurate, right? Especially with the shorter circuits. It definitely applies. Who's on a lap? Larsen has just gone to P2. I see some Larsen supporters in the track.
We now have a new provision.
Oh, sorry, yes, Rishan, 104.1 into first place. So a very good lap by him. I think this would be
a good opportunity to answer for chat for anybody that's brand new here. If you guys haven't seen the PSGL League format, we do run short quali and a 50% race. So you should expect another 13 minutes or so worth of qualifying, and then 36 laps, if I recall correctly, in today's race. It's 35, 36, I can't remember.
So we're on board with Taz right now in the McLaren doing his first timed lap. Going through sector 1, a clean turn 1. The first sector is very short here, defined by only one corner, similarly to the last sector. He does go purple through the first sector, so really good turn 1. Also a very strong showing through turn 3. Obviously turn 2 is that little kink in the straight, which isn't really a corner, but technically it is.
Exactly. It's funny how they call that a corner on this track, but then have you noticed that at Baku, they kind of call the final straight not actually just the straight, but also those two corners, the left-right, the really fast left-right chicane.
Sector 2.
I've noticed that they call that a straight. They consider that part of the straight because you're flat out. I think it's very interesting in juxtaposition.
Okay, yep. Sorry, game audio is a bit quiet. Hopefully that's okay. Sorry, let me know if there's any more problems.
You can also crank the master volume up in the game as well.
Yep.
Now, Taz did just set it at a 104.6. He is the third to last person, or the second to the fourth to last person to set a lap. Only two now yet to set a lap, Jeep Van Dam and Aliosa. Aliosa on an hot lap, Jeep Van Dam actually on a hot lap, crossing around turn 10, about to finish this lap.
Where's he going to go? 18.
Up to only 18, takes a single place. It's a 106.
Who is KJR in P2 is currently on his out lap, who'll be hoping to get up the grid. I think Balaz Palmer is on an out lap, or an in lap even, after just setting a lap. Not 100% sure either, unfortunately.
It looks like he's setting a lap right now.
Yeah, I think he's backed off, I'm not 100% sure. I might be wrong though. But I'll go on board.
I'm on Aliosa, the last to set a lap. And here he goes, taking across turn 1. Looks clean, no squirreliness. Looks cold, composed. I think he is on some determination to try to, set a statement here after being the final person to set a hot lap.
Ooh, a little bit twitchy on the exit there.
Coming out. Yeah, you saw that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Also, it's been FedEx went P2 with the 104.2, and KGR is on a lap now. The person in third, he's currently at 10th down, but it's a long rest of the lap to improve on that.
Yes, I agree. Now I'm looking at Aliosa going just let's start sector 3. He looks pretty solid. Turn 8 did look just fine for him. Now turn 8 is one of those spots that he just went through where you might see some drivers making driver errors.
For KJR.
See one right there?
Just as you say that, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, commentator's curse.
It's funny about that. Hey, and that's Aliosa now at 104.943. I do want to point out, look at how many people are in the 104s. It's first all the way down to 17th, separated by 8.
Such a close. It's what you see at the pinnacle of this esports. What do I say? How do I say it? Like league almost. It's so close between them.
Arena, as you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so close between everyone. I mean, yeah, it's so easy to lose, so easy to gain. But Rishan has just gone P1 with the 104.1. So no, has he just done that, or am I missing? Sorry.
No, he's had.
Yeah, no, sorry. I thought I just saw that update. My bad.
Also, I will say, I did just get a comment from somebody who has seen me before. It says, Punju commentators, courage strikes again. I will say, I have the most crazy of an act to catch commentators' curses. So,
right, we'll go on board.
I would say go ahead and maybe move the camera over to VDOT. Let's see what he's got, because he is
Who, sorry?
just finishing.
Oh, 8, sorry. Yeah.
VDOT, the Aston Martin.
Let's go 104.6. I'm spectating Rishan right now, who invalidated, actually, his flying lap. Sorry to interrupt you there. Validated his flying lap, so very unfortunate for him. Trying to find people who are on a lap. Was very difficult here.
Look for the people that say 0, yeah. Like that copy.
P19 is on a lap. Symbols goes P11 with a 104.6. So close between everyone in the grid. It really is amazing. Larsen, I think, has just gone P3 with a 104.3. So good lap by him. Other people on laps at the moment.
I am down looking at 17th place right now. Copies in Ferrari, and he's sitting at a 104.922. Obviously, really looking to improve his time. He's about to cross the sector marker, so it's looking like he's just about a 10th up on his time, which would put him right around that 13th place if he can continue the pace. So let's see how he handles through turn 9, turn 10. Looks solid so far. Really quick dive into turn 9. Barely keeps it out from invalidating. He's still going. And that puts him in 17th.
Good lap by, good lap. All these laps are very good laps. But yeah, only 17th. But there's still 6 minutes left, 6.5 minutes left to improve your time. But yeah, it's how close it is. 100th could be the difference between so many positions here.
Honestly, if we're looking at that what you say, 100th between positions. I mean, 4th and 5th is separated by just 100th.
Look at 8th and 9th separated by 2,000ths of a second.
Oh
it's
my
so
gosh!
Close.
Wow.
Speaking of, I think might be on a lap at the moment. We'll see if we can improve. I'm not sure. We might be commentating an in-lap here. But we'll see.
No, he's driving. He's driving like he's on a lap. So
yeah.
I'd say definitely put your camera on Taz if you're not, because he's definitely driving hot right now. Oh yeah, he's going for it right now. He's 0.1 seconds up, so he's got a 10th right now.
Yeah, that'll
got a shot.
That'll move him up. I think
at improving
positions past his teammate.
He could move into 8th.
Oh, he invalidates.
Oh, just kidding.
Invalidates, goes back into the pits. Very unfortunate for Taz there.
But great reaction time to dive into the pits at the very last right there. That was actually pretty sick.
It was. Always difficult in quali. I say this every time I commentate. It's so difficult in quali to figure out who's on a lap. I think Rafa Martins might be on a lap now. We'll go on board with him.
Yeah, we've got only 8/10 separating the entirety of the grid. This is amazing. We love this. And Rishan, still untouchable. sitting in the pits, just chilling out, maybe having a cup of water and a bowl of ice cream. I think he feels pretty darn comfortable
He's
right
got
now.
over a 10th gap, which may not sound like much, but I mean, in sim racing, it's quite a big gap. I mean, you see it in the higher tiers a lot more than that. 1/10 can mean the difference between 10 positions. I mean, here you can see as well in the mid table how close like drivers are. Like I don't know, 9th to 12th. No, sorry, 9th to oh, I can't speak. Sorry, 9th to 12th. Yes, is separated less than 1/10, which is such a little amount of time.
Yeah, no, you're right. And, you know, if you even look a little farther down, 17th and 18th, we were talking about 2,000
Wow.
being close. Now we're at 1,000th between 17th and 18th.
Yeah, there's so much to gain from the small improvements. But Rafa is into the pits. So Rishan, the person in first, is on an outlap now, burning fuel to start his last flying lap.
Are we gonna be watching some Rishan?
We will be watching some Rishan when he starts his lap. I think FedEx is on a lap with man P3, who is only 3 thousandths away from second place. He's currently 100th down in the first sector, but a whole lap to work everything out to gain. Coming through, it's turn 4 now.
Yep.
Braking, I'd say about 75 meters. I think it was. Oh, a little bit. Like, oh, as he loses the back end and he spins. I was gonna say he lost the back end in midway through the corner. He did it again. Does have to hope that he has enough fuel or ERS to start on the lap. He's definitely got time. He's got 3.5 minutes. He could pit and come back out, but he hasn't validated this run, which is very unfortunate. Rishan is coming through the final sector now. We'll go on board with him because he's going to be starting his lap in a second.
And then also Larsen just sets a slightly better time. He puts himself into 4th. I think he was sitting in 5th. He just improved by about 0.05 of a second, which, again, we're talking about these tiny, tiny gaps in pace, but it makes a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
And now we're on Rishan.
Yeah, Rishan.
Starting his lap.
Rishan going through into turn 1. Short braking zone, trying to carry as much speed through without going wide. He's got a good run. He's going to be hugging the side of the track, trying to take the shortest distance line while maintaining the faster speed. Braking 75 meters, I think that is. Into.
He's actually faster right now already.
He's already faster.
This man. I watch these people and I am just always put at awe.
It is amazing what they can do. It really is.
And this is tier 6.
Oh, as he spins. You've cursed it again.
Man, that's it. We did that to who did we just do that to? We just did that to FedEx,
yeah.
right?
we'll watch Ballas Palmer hoping to improve, because now that might not be another chance for Rishan, so it's all to play for pole here as Ballas Palmer going through sector 2. We'll see his delta as he passes through the timing line in just a second.
Yeah, right after turn 6.
He is 8 thousandths down, so he's going to make up a whole 10th in this final sector if he wants to have a go at pole, which he still can do. It's all going to be about confidence here. It's probably going to be his last flying lap. Sorry.
That's a big ask to do it. It's possible.
It is.
He's a go. It's good.
FedEx retires. FedEx
that last corner was not as fast as he could have. I know it. He left something on the table there.
He does go 16 thousandths, but it's not enough to get pole. So he did get bubble sector 3 though. So you're right. That final sector was really good from him. We'll go on board with KJR, who is, I think, going to be starting a lap.
Yeah, I think you're right,
9 seconds out. Oh no, he's boxing, so deciding that he can't improve. Larsen, I think, will also not. It started raining, actually, so no one else is going to improve, because there's not going to be as much grip on the track now. So that's going to be the final order, if you want to go through that.
Yeah, you are probably right. So we've got Rishan sitting on provisional pole, you know, excluding some true miracles, that's not going to change. Ballas sitting in 2nd, FedEx in 3rd as of right now, Larsen in 4th, KJR in 5th. The other Mercedes, Rafa Martin in 6th. Notice that our 2 best teams right now are Haas and Mercedes.
Yeah, definitely the most consistent too.
You say that last year, that would never happen, right? Both of them being the best teams. You know, only one of them would ever really be the best last year. But then sitting in 7th is GP Van Dam. 8th is Quark. 9th is Galaxy Lives. 10th, Taz. Michael Marinuzzi in 11th. Finishing out the McLarens. Ali Hosa in 12th. Khan in 13th. Dot in 14th. Maximilian 15th. Symbolix 16th. That's pretty solid for Simblix, honestly. He just barely lost out to Maximilian by 400. So I just see that tiny gap, and it makes me sad. But CDR and Natty are only separated by a thousandth of a second. Unfortunate. Silaud, Silad, Selad. I would say Selad probably in 19th. Copy 20th. Now it looks like we've got fans in the.
I was about to say, there's a lot of Larsen fans there. Nice to see everyone supporting their driver.
Exactly. That's awesome. Now, speaking of support for drivers, who does everybody else support in the chat? If you guys have a specific favorite driver, let us know. I've seen stuff about Copy. I've seen stuff about Larsen.
FedEx I've seen.
Yes, FedEx I've seen as well.
All right.
That man, ship slaps out. You know what I mean? That is a stupid FedEx joke right there.
Rishan, we've got a Rishan fan. I've got a couple. I'm sure there's gonna be a few more as well. Yeah, he's shown very good pace in the qualifying session, but the race is a long race. A lot of time to make mistakes. A lot of time to build on your qualifying position. It's not the end of the world if you've qualified low. I mean, we saw in esports last year, Yano going from last to first pretty much. So it shows. Obviously, that was China. This is a much shorter lap, but anything is possible.
True.
Okay, right. I'll just go through the final lap times, and then we can have a little discussion about this qualifying session.
Yeah. Go through the final lap times.
Yep. I'm just going. I've got to wait for the session to end. But yeah.
Oh yes. Now, actually, now we caught a little bit of rain at the very end.
Yeah, I couldn't see the weather. Didn't expect that at all.
Neither did I. It really didn't look like it was gonna drizzle out there. What are we thinking for session weather? We're gonna find out obviously in a little bit, but ooh,
I mean,
how fun would it be if it got to rain?
That would throw a little twist into tell. But we did say, remember we said we'd do the qualifying predictions. We gotta we've gotta make those. The race predictions even. I say we should just do the top three. I think.
Yeah, when it comes to top three for the race, I'm gonna say probably, I'm gonna put my faith in the fans rather than in the times.
I agree.
And I'm gonna say my faith goes towards upset podium by Copy, and then Rishan for sure gonna be on the top, possibly actually the winner, and then Larsen is gonna be my personal podium prediction for today.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'd say. Sorry, I need to go to the face company. Apologies. I would say we've seen good laps by Roshan consistently. Although he did make the mistake, it's interesting to see whether he can have the consistency to stay on top throughout the whole race. I think he can. I think under pressure you become something else. You become more able to really overcome those mistakes. I think especially with an opportunity of racing at PSGL that these drivers have, they're much more likely to be able to stick with it, to not make as many mistakes. I mean, we've seen consistent lap times by a lot of the grid. We've seen the names in the chat as well. Larsen looking good, Rishan looking good. The two Hasses both also looking good up there. So I guess I thought it'll be a really interesting fight to see who's going to come out on top. But
yeah, and now we do actually have our formation lap starting right now as well.
Sorry,
all these drivers warming up their tires. No, you're good. We're going to get into this one in just a minute. I'm looking at team-wise that does the best. I think that Mercedes is going to pull out some miracles and end up being the top performing team. I'm excited to see if they can actually fulfill on my prediction or if they're going to let me down. I don't think they'll let me down. Mercedes very rarely lets me down. But you never know, right? And Copy has a lot to do today, sitting in the back.
He does.
He's going to have to
really
put the pedal down.
I think those who are teammates like the Mercedes, Lars and Rafa Martins, they're together in 4th and 5th. They have each other almost to help them. The two Hasses as well, 2nd and 5th. Very able to almost utilise the fact they have a teammate in terms of strategy. It'll also be interesting to see what strategies we have here, because I do see drivers on hards. I can't. Oh, there you go. Everyone is on the hards even. So everyone probably going on the hard medium strat. I expect maybe a
Very
hard soft,
interesting.
depending
Yeah,
on the
I'm
driver.
gonna guess as well. Some 1-stops. I don't expect anybody to do 2
Yeah.
stops, minus
That's
you
a
know
force.
safety car shenanigans,
That's true,
right?
that's true.
But and I also do love calling it safety car shenanigans because honestly, when a safety car comes out, it's only subject to shenanigans. We got basically the top 10 all pretty much at the line and everybody else lining up to their grid spots. One of my favorite things about this new game is obviously the fact that you do manually set your grid position. So we're hoping for everybody to set their positions just right.
You see Rishon
Had a bit of an awkward.
Rafa Martins is reset, but Rishon goes to the right.
Maximilian, I think.
There's a lot of stuff going on in the background I didn't realize.
What's going on in the backpack there? Interesting. Well, I'll go ahead and call the lights. We are almost lights out. Everybody get ready to go racing. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights are on, and they're gone. It is time to go racing. We got Rishon with a pretty solid getaway with a slightly awkward start, obviously setting, basically started kind of sideways. But looks like not too much carnage in the back for the turn 1. Everybody seems to be fine. We got a couple position gains. Taz making a position. Aliosa making a position. Larson already snipped one off of FedEx, and now Larson sitting up in 3rd. Only a couple of people losing positions. Galaxy, Michael, and Fedox all losing positions. It looks like a little bit more kerfuffleness down the grid. What do you see down the grid?
A few ghosted cars there. Oh, sorry, didn't catch what happened, but Matty, Coffee, both at the back there. Lucas Eduardo as well, being pushed back a little bit. But a really good start by Rishon. You could see he was pointed to the right. He was sorry, a little note about the audio I see in the chat. It's the audio glitch. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. I will turn it a little bit down just so it's not bugging too much, and then hopefully it fixes itself, and I'll turn it up a bit more later. Yeah, but yeah, Rishon got a really good start, pointing his car right, able to get in front of the Haas, and now he's got a good lead. He's got 5 tenths already on P2. Larson, as you said, getting into P3, a really important start. But I think we're going to see a DRS train form, and then it's just going to be about a waiting game until the pit stops and a waiting game until the end. But
yes, you are probably right. Now, if you want to go back down, all the way down to like around that 13th-ish position, you can see a nice little battle between Aliosa, Taz, and Ecos. They're actually all really going out. They're about to go 3 wide into turn 3. Oh my gosh.
Who's going to get ahead? The Red Bull's forced off, but Taz, I think, got a good run through there. But Maximilian Lucker just overtook all of them in one corner.
I know.
Wow. Unfortunately, we got the best camera.
He saw them.
But he saw the opportunity.
That was incredible. That was gorgeous for Maximilian. Oh, yeah. He was like, oh, these guys are going to go crazy. We're just going to sit back and let them take each other out. They actually all had contact, too.
I thought my audio sound quality was on the lowest, but it was not. Thank you for pointing that out in chat. That's literally fixed it already. Wow. Okay. That's very helpful. Sorry, I thought I already had it on that. My mistake, but it's not the end of the world. It's just saved everyone's ears. Yeah. But
beautiful,
yeah, fellas.
Now, if we look at the top.
Oh, sorry, we missed. Oh my goodness, not doing a very good job here. I'm not. But Ballas Farmers overtaken Rishon to get into 1st place. But I think Rishon's gonna have the DRS now. I'm not sure if he probably didn't mind that too much because of the fact there's DRS. But he's not going to be making any moves. He's just going to be sitting behind him, waiting comfortably. Goat viewer, agreed.
Yeah, I think he knows that he has slightly better pace on the exit of these corners, so he's just waiting probably for that perfect opportunity. I think it's Michael Marinuzzi.
Yes, he was forced a little bit wide. I think I saw on the mini map there, but yeah, the top 10, I think that is all from the train. Mind you, the whole thing is a train. Still, a little break between P9 and 10 though. So
yeah, so another little break between 12th and 13th Feedot is out of DRS, so he's vulnerable from Taz. Now, I do want to go over our biggest gainers and our biggest losers. This is one of my my favorite things to talk about. Our biggest gainer is Maximilian Lucart after taking 3 positions off of people at turn 3 on, I want to say lap 2. Incredible move from him. And then our biggest losers, though they are not losers, they have lost lots of positions, is Galaxy down 7 and Marinuzzi also down 7.
Yeah, Maximilian, a great drive so far. Just set the fastest lap as well to top it all off. Rishon's very close to our house now. He's staying behind though. I don't think he's going to want to overtake or do any risks at the moment. Everyone's on the hards. I'll keep it on the position change so everyone can see it. Apologies, yes, we did miss the overtake earlier, but that's not the end of the world. Is this a Red Bull? Is that? No, sorry. I thought he'd gone off or something, but no, he's all good. But yeah, so the Haas leading this race, P1 and P5 at the moment.
Yeah, up at the top, if you're noticing, with Larson, he's getting really almost dangerously close to the back of Rishon on some of these corner entries. He's giving a lot of faith.
I think he's losing
Rishon
time almost by taking that risk because the Haas, because FedEx and KJR are very close behind him. FedEx especially, you can see how close he is.
But yeah, I think you're right. Now, this is where Rishon's going to start making up positions. He's holding at 70% ERS. Balaz, equal energy, stored up too. So they really have nothing to worry about. Rishon now. Is he going to take this opportunity on either this DRS zone or the next one?
I think he's gonna have to overtake through strategy because I think he knows that if he sits behind, he can make the overtake on the last lap and he'll be absolutely fine. Although he does get hit from behind, losing the back end, but he's still okay. Larson is down into P5 because of that. As a mistake from Larson going into the back end. Thankfully for Rishon, Rishon was able to stay. The gap has fallen to 8 tenths. He's going to want to try and stay within DRS. Something happens, but Larson gets past KJR again. So good move from Larson, but very unfortunate to drop down into P4s. The Haas is very close as well behind. But lots of battling now starting to go on between.
Yeah, Van Dam is actually putting a little bit of extra pressure on KJR as well. I saw them going side by side into turn 6. Van Dam ended up backing out of it. But Larson, what the positions he had made up, I was saying that he was getting right up on the back of Rishon. Obviously, he kind of did that a little bit too much and gave him a little bit of a nudge instead of just sticking behind him. But if we're going to move down a little bit down the grid, we got 9th place Maximilian is actually kind of losing time to the top 8.
He is. He's going to want to join that DRS train again before it's too late. He's going to have to push a bit with the ERS, otherwise he's going to fall back too much. The gap's currently 1.5, so it's 5 tenths he's got to build. But we'll see if he can do it.
I'd say take a look at 10th and 9th right now.
Side by side,
Taz just made
turn 3. Taz though, doesn't have the DRS. The Ali Hosa, I'm gonna say, is into P10.
Yeah.
So great.
Ali also did make that pass into turn 3 is how he did it. Now Taz will have another opportunity later. I like to go back up to the top of the grid and check out that Rishon Balaz. Rishon playing pure patience. Really not trying, as you're saying, like he's not trying to wear out his tires. He's not trying to be a hero.
I think he
early
knows
on.
if he can get the overcut or the undercut, he can overtake on strategy, which he doesn't need to do. When you see close racing like this, when everyone is so quick, it's most likely just going to be waiting till the end, doing your overtake on the final lap, staying in the DRS. But we'll have to see whether Balaz Palmer can defend from that or whether anything's going to change between those guys. But at the moment, very solid race for Rishon, looking in the prime position to win. Maybe, definitely get a podium, maybe even win. He does get a little bit bumped from behind as FedEx coming through into turn 3 overtakes him. But FedEx now going side by side, but Rishon using ERS just to stay ahead. But that was a risky move, I'd say. But
yeah, Rishon's back bumper seems to have magnetic attraction to everybody else's wings because he's now suffered 2 bumps.
He's
going into
he's gonna have to watch out for
and
the
he's
diffuser
shrugging both off though.
Because that could be.
This is true.
That could be damaging if it happens too often.
But I will say, have you noticed that he's got some serious car control to be able to shrug those off like nothing even happened?
True. I mean,
he may as well have been hit with a pebble. Honestly, it really didn't even seem to do much to him at all. Got Larson now starting to make up some time on KJR. Just kidding, it's all gone. It's very interesting for me to watch these drivers and see which corners they're strong at, which ones they're not, because obviously a lot of these drivers they play they may play some mind games and try to just focus on their strong corners, but their weak corners is where you're going to see some opportunities for overtakes. And KJR and Larson have a very interesting juxtaposition, is what I've noticed. At the very end, Sector 3, turns 9 and 10, the last 2 corners, KJR is slow through turn 9, but Larson is slow through turn 10. And if Larson feels like being adventurous at any point in this race, maybe later down the road, I'm hoping for a pass from him on turn 9. That's kind of what I'm looking for.
Larson gets a big stuff from overseas. Somehow he managed to keep it. He's all broken out. That was very close. I think. Well, yeah, you're right. I think with those 2 sequence of corners, if you're braking earlier, you're going to get a much better run through turn 10 because you can be more stabilized. But I think if you're going into turn 9 faster, then you're taking turn 10 maybe a little bit more messy, not getting the best exit. But they're both good ways to take the corner almost. It depends where you want to be aggressive. I think it's better to be slow in, fast out to have that better speed into the main straight.
Yeah, I must agree. The slow and fast out strategy obviously works especially well in this game.
KJR and Larsen, sorry, getting a snap of oversteer. Both of them getting a snap of oversteer.
Oh yeah, it's a good spot. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but down at the very bottom, Matty must have had a little bit of a
big
moment
bump
of a spin
and,
because...
Sorry, KJR is spun around by Larsen. There was a little bump between those drivers there. That's very unfortunate for him. Larsen got getting back to exit. Yip and Van Dam going for a dive into turn 4. What an overtake from so far back. He's not going to be able to just keep it though. He's going to try and stay side by side, but he can't do it. And Larsen does manage to keep the position. But that's so unlucky for the hands of KJR there.
These guys are going crazy. I love it.
Larsen going to be
nice
using
spot on that
DRS though to try and stay within the DRS now. Very important. He's going to be at 9/10. It's going to be close. I think he's going to be able to do it though, just so he doesn't fall out of touch from that train.
Yeah, I will say that was a nice spot to catch that Larsen KJR bump. KJR just lost 9 positions from that bump, so he's going to be gutted by that. Yeah, and Larsen, I don't know if he got any wing damage or not. I can't really see if he did. It doesn't look like he did.
I don't think I've seen any visible damage.
Yeah, he looks fine. So now, obviously, these wings and these cars in general significantly more durable than they were in the last game. So contact like that will be a lot less detrimental, but still is definitely detrimental. And Rishon still playing the patience game, just chilling in second, letting Balaz put in the laps and waiting for a mistake. Do you think he's looking for and just kind of trying to analyze the driving of Balaz right now, or do you think he is truly just playing the patience game and is hoping to make either an undercut or a last lap heroic move? What do you think?
It's interesting because there's so many different reasons he could be like this. It depends on when he wants to make the overtake. It's difficult to figure out almost what he wants to do. I think he's gonna sit behind and wait till the last lap. To be honest, I think it's the right call, making a move into turn 3 or into turn 4, because it's difficult to overtake in the final sector without mistake. And he could Rishon can just follow Balaz's strategy exactly, and then as long as he can get a good outlap. Sorry, Balaz gets a very...
contact!
Sorry, I can't speak. Yeah, go for it.
Oof! Yeah, that was contact between Rishon and Fez, or between Balaz. You know, it's funny that Rishon basically just did the karma game, and all the contact he's gotten, he gave it this time instead of getting it. And now he's going to try to go for a little bit of a switchback. Ends up, you know, not being able to make it done. I think Rishon realized that he made a mistake and didn't try to press the issue too hard.
Yeah.
Either that's super kind racing or, you know, not taking the opportunity when it presents itself.
I mean, yeah.
You know, he doesn't want.
You don't want to be making enemies.
Nobody
at this
wants to
stage because it can impact
exactly
the whole season.
right. Yeah, race 1 is not the time to make people hate you, but you know,
I mean,
there are definitely. I'm expecting some heroics last laps because this is race 1 and everybody wants to win the first race, set their season off for success.
Yeah, it's
with everybody sitting on these hards, they're going to be going for a while, so strategies is going to make a big difference.
Luckily, there wasn't any major position change or any position change. Sorry, so there's an Aston Martin spun around.
Yeah,
Fedot. Very unlucky for him. Not having the best of races so far. He's going to drop into the last place. Very unfortunate for him. But we'll go back on board with the top train first to, I think, 7th, that is. Yeah, it's.
I saw a little bit of a sketchy move from Symbolix and Lucas Eduardo down the road. But continue what you were going to say.
Sorry, just to see what the first one. We're just going to look at Symbolix and Lucas Eduardo fighting. Lucas Eduardo does go deep, and the Ferrari is able to get a good exit, but it won't be enough. The Alpine really able to stay ahead there, getting a good traction there. But yeah, the top guys, it's as I said earlier, it's interesting to see when they're going to make the move. If any of them feel they have the pace to overtake and get the advantage, which when we've seen them how close they are, I don't think anyone is here. I mean, the qualifying was separated by 8/10, which is remarkable. So
yeah.
I don't think anyone's going to be able to have that outline pace to get out of DRS, and they extend that every lap. Because I think with DRS,
yes, I think
all out.
I think you're probably right. Now, Larsen thought about a move right there on FedEx, but FedEx decided to dump some
As
energy.
Richon is going
and
side by
hold
side with the
track
Haas.
position.
He's going to try and go for overtake. He tries to force the Haas to go wide, but he can't do it. Sorry for interrupting you again there. Sorry.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, I was watching Lars and FedEx is does not want to give up that track position. So I think he is playing a slightly different strategy than Rishon. As we're talking, we're thinking like Rishon is going to go for those last lap heroics, right? But FedEx holding onto a podium does not want to give up track position no matter what. Yeah. He had an opportunity to have a small battle with Larson and save ERS, but instead he decided to dump some energy just to hold off Larson for another lap, which two different types of thought. And both will potentially end up on a podium. So we're going to see whose thought process is better: dump your ERS now and hold track position, or not worry about track position right now and save all your resources for later.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult thing to properly regen here, especially on such a short track. It's a little stuff over there, but he's all good. But I think it's going to be to the DRS. I mean, we can see when we go on board with the drivers, a lot of them about half battery, I think. But Rishon, I think, is just going to stay behind to the last lap. I can't imagine any reason to change that. I think P3, P4, P5, those are the guys who are going to be wanting to get into P2 by the end of the race to make those moves into first. But I think Balaz Palmer, he looks comfortable right now, but he's going to be in a very uncomfortable position when we get nearer to the end of this race.
Yeah, I think you're probably right now. One thing I do also want to mention is, obviously we give a lot of love up to the top drivers, right? But if we move down the grid and we look at somebody like Copy did start in the back, but he's now up into 17th. And I can see him putting some pressure on Galaxy every once in a while. I'm expecting a pass coming pretty soon because Galaxy is barely holding on to DRS.
Yeah, I mean, when you got the lower positions outside the points, you got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So we're going to see who's going to be the bravest to try and get past. But it's going to be when the drivers are out of the DRS. That's going to make them vulnerable, really, to any position. I think Larden has had something as he's gone wide or spun into turn 1. Unfortunately, I missed it. I just saw that on the mini-map and went there as soon as possible. That's very unfortunate for all the Larson fans watching. But
yeah, that's tough, man. He just lost
damage.
7 positions.
Balaz! He's out of the race. I'm not sure what happened there. I think he's spanning when
he's
the barrier.
super spun.
As there is going to be a safety car. Wow, we're missing.
Oh my
missing the drama here, but
oh, we're seeing the aftermath of it.
Assume...
If you look at Maddie camera right now, oh my gosh, that car is destroyed.
So you can really see that. Mind you, was that an exit of turn 3 spin? I think it must have been, and then carried the momentum through. It was,
yeah.
That's going to put Rishon into the vulnerable position of P1 now. Rafa Martin's into P2.
Oh my gosh.
But wow, that's two big names, Larson and Balaz, out of the points, one out of the race, one lap.
Dang! Oh no! So
see everyone coming to the pit.
Balaz says that what happened was a little bit of a contact between Rishon and him. He's popping in the chat right now.
Yep.
I wish there was an opportunity for us to actually see a replay. Unfortunately, there isn't. I am on Rishon right now, seeing if he has to change a front wing. I don't see a front wing change.
Well, I'm sure those incidents we investigated after the race, but that's very unfortunate for Balaz Palmer. But Rishon is into the lead now. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to be happening now.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and check out the tires, see what everybody's pitting onto.
Yep.
Everybody onto the mediums.
Yeah, that's what we'd
I'm not surprised at all.
Is anyone staying out? No.
Yep.
No point staying out. You lose 20 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely no point. So every single driver getting onto the mediums. Position gain-wise, now is a really good opportunity to talk about who's gained and who's lost. Our biggest gainer is Lucas Eduardo, sitting in 8th place, up 9 positions. Maximilian sitting in 7th, up 8 positions. They've really capitalized on the carnage. Now down low, Larson and FedEx are our biggest losers. FedEx losing 12, Larson losing 10. But obviously on a safety car restart, anything happens, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Really strong from Maximilian and Lucas Eduardo getting up, and Symbolix really getting into points, which is really good. We'll just look at the penalties. Whether how significant they'll be towards the end, we don't know, but a few 3-second penalties throughout the grid. None in the top 10 though.
Yep, top 10 are looking nice and clean.
Yeah, everyone on the mediums. 20 laps. I don't know how much that differs from their strategy, But we'll have to see if the tyre wear's quite heavy at the end, or if maybe even have to switch to the 2-stop. I'm not 100% sure how the tyre was going to be, how much they're going to be able to conserve their tyres. But we'll be
from what I know about this game and on the mediums, you can definitely make these things last 20 laps.
Yep.
Especially with drivers of this caliber, they're not going to be worried too much about crazy amounts of tire wear. I think they're going to be able to stretch their tires, and everyone's going to be playing the same game of tire stretching, right? So
yeah.
No one's going to be playing crazy heroics when it comes to going insane. And
yeah, especially with this high racing, you don't want to be making unnecessary moves. But those who do are going to be risking their tire wear. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who does what, because I think everyone's going to be conserving their tyres. Rafa Martins is going to be staying in P2. Richard probably wants to lose the P1 before the end to get the advantage at the end. But I suspect it's going to stay like this order for a long time, at least among the top two, and then I can see 3 to 6, 3 to 10 all switching positions, because especially with the safety car, it closes everyone up. It means all the DRS trains are removed as the safety car is in this lap. But
yes,
yeah, everyone will be promptly.
We're about ready to get back and go racing.
Here we go.
We also have quite a few Jeep Van Dam fans in the chat, and right now he's sitting up in 3rd place, so I'm sure they are stoked about that. Now, what I am stoked about is to see who's going to play hero games and who's going to play safety games for the rest of this race. If I'm looking at personality-wise, I'm guessing Lars and FedEx going to be pushing as hard as they can to make up lost positions.
We'll go on.
And
Sorry.
Yeah, Jeep probably going to be playing chill games and not going super tough. Rishon probably same. Personality-wise, he seems like
gone
a bit of a killer.
Already. There won't be any overtakes to the start finish line anyway, but Rishon has gone, choosing a good time to go there. Getting a good jump on Rafa, sleeping a little bit, but this won't be the end of the world. He's just got to stay within a second. Rishon's going to be pushing as hard as he can now to get out of that 1 second gap, because if he can break the DRS train this early on, it's going to be really good for him to think about winning this race, because he wants to be doing that. But we're going to have to see the pace advantage, because it's very able.
Yeah. You're right. Now one little battle, just a couple positions down. It's actually a really great spot to watch a lot of action. Is that 5th place position sitting at Taz and KJR. Those two are going on each other, and actually Larson just got in front of Coffee down.
Just gone forward with
down bottom of the grid.
And Maximilian Lockhart not able to change their positions in terms of overtaking each other, but yeah, they've seen good battles from them so far. So it'll be really interesting how that develops throughout the season. But I think those two are very
yeah. I wonder if Lucas and Maximilian are going to become, one of those close pace rivalries where they know they both can beat each other on their day.
For sure.
I'm hoping we see a few of those. I love seeing rivalries. It gets me jazzed up.
Yeah, I was just on board with Quark because there's 3 laps before DRS is going to be enabled. So Quark drove back to 6/10. He's going to have to. He doesn't want to lose that, because if you get out of DRS, it's going to stop. It's gonna almost ruin your chances to catch up, because the DRS is so powerful. It's so powerful that it can really determine the position, because it's so difficult to gain that back once you're out of the DRS. That's why you see so many overtakes with DRS. I mean, obviously it's a lot of drag.
Yeah. Speaking of overtake, KJR is gonna dive into turn 4 on task. Oh my gosh, they're going side by side going into turn 5 and turn 6. That's what I'm talking about. Are they really gonna hold this? They are holding it, and Taz still holds the lead just barely, but that was close. KJR almost had it done. KJR's burning every single bit of energy he has, while Taz is just saving it up and letting KJR kind of burn himself out.
Yeah. Oof. It was 3-second time penalties there. Just think to note, Richard has got the gap to 9.5 tenths. His DRS will be enabled. Is it this on next lap? I think it's next lap, but Rafa Martins, as it stands, is going to be out of DRS. So...
Yep, DRS is now enabled this lap, so they're going to have it on this second part. I'm going to see...
Rafa Martins, he has not got the front wing open, so he didn't have it.
And also notice the energy that he's used.
He's on 8%.
He's down to 9%. Yeah, he's got nothing left.
Richard's got still a good 1/3 to a half battery, as you can see on the dash there. But all he's got to do is extend the gap. He knows he's faster, at least from quali pace. He's just got to extend this and keep it clean.
Yeah, I must agree. Now, one thing I do want to mention, Jeep, because of the fact that he didn't use any energy, hardly. He used some, obviously, right? But not all that he had, right? And Rafa used basically everything he's got. Rafa's sitting in the danger zone. He's got a really good chance for losing position right here. Also, Simon does say that the sound is running behind. I don't know exactly what he means by that. I'd say maybe take a look, just see if it's delayed. You guys in chat, let us know if it is delayed or not. But that's actually a really good opportunity for us to mention now that we've got a little bit of a lull in the race. A nice little thank you to GT Omega for sponsoring the series. They are a title sponsor, and they've done a great job by giving us lots of resources and giving us lots of hype. And also Jeep Van Dam giving us lots of action. Did you see that dive right
I
there
was
on
watching
Rafa?
it. I didn't want to interrupt you, but yeah, good dive on there into P2. Rafa Martin's falling back into P3. He's gonna have to save his energy now and hopefully just sit comfortably behind the Alpine there. But apologies if the sound is delayed. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I don't think.
Yeah.
But
No big deal.
maybe.
I was thinking that Jeep was gonna at least take another lap or two to make a move, but he just found the opening and he pounced as soon as possible. So now he's sitting pretty in second place. Jeep fans must be loving this.
Sound shift is earlier than the lights on the wheel. Okay, it looks good on my end, so there must be some sort of sound delay. Prior pressing the stream, unfortunately, I can't do anything about that at the moment. But yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, it seems relatively minor, so no big deal. One thing that isn't super minor though is KJR trying to make a move on Taz. He's doing it right now. There he goes. They are side by side, 5 and 6, going at it.
Slight rear lock up, but he's going to be okay. He's actually going to get a good exit, but he won't be good enough to challenge Quark, as Taz is also getting a good exit, and he's side by side into third and fourth. It's like, are they going to go three wide?
I see problems.
I feel like they're going to go 3 wide. They're not going to go 2 wide into the McLaren trying to get the switch, but they can't because the Haas is there. They're going to be on the exit there, all of them trying to get into the position. But no, can't do
Oh my gosh!
So close.
Wow, I thought they're gonna try it through turn 6 and actually try to go 2 wide through turn 6. They didn't though, but that was close.
Symbols is dropping down the order. He was in the points, and I apparently spectate. There we go. I don't know what happened there. I think he must have had a spin, but that's so unfortunate for him. He was running in the points, looking for a really good debut. If we just look at Reshan though, he's got a 2.6 second gap, which is
Oh my gosh,
quite good.
that's massive. Yeah, that's massive, and he doesn't have anything to worry about when it comes to people trying to mess with him or that kind of stuff. This guy is another level right now. He is on fire.
Yeah.
Gonna have 3 seconds
I
real
think
soon.
it really shows how much at the beginning. Oh, sorry, it's KGR and Quark are fighting. KGR going around the outside. So it's a bubble sector 1, gonna have a good exit. Side by side, all the way down the straight into turn 4. And he's going to be going round the outside. Can he make it stick? He's going to go side by side, almost touching through there, but he's going to get a better exit, and he's going to be ahead. Oh my goodness. Sorry, voice crack. He's going to be ahead of the Aston Martin.
Yeah. No, that was a great
That was
move.
a great
That was
racing
great
through that
from
sector
KJR.
there, going side by side for such a long time. It shows how there's so much ability to fight cleanly and, not hit each other, not cause any upsets. And fair racing, I'm sure they'll both have enjoyed that.
Yeah. Just the faith in each other is massive to give great racing. And the beautiful thing about this tier, I mean, as we saw during qualifying, 8/10 separating everybody, right? So all of them have a decent amount of faith on each other's pace. And then now they're watching and learning each other's racecraft. And, this will probably be one of the harder races for people to understand each other. But as the season keeps going farther and farther into the middle and the end of the season, we're going to see these guys racing even closer, going even harder, having even more faith in each other, making crazier passes.
Sure. And
speaking of a crazy pass,
I think what we're going to see here now is what we saw before the safety car in the first stint. Rishan sitting behind Ballas Palmer. Oh, there's a retirement of the Red Bull.
Adiosa.
Is that going to cause a safety car? That might. I think it has. I'm not sure if it's virtual because the game doesn't want to tell us apparently. But
no, I see the safety car pulling out of the pits.
It's a full safety car now, so that I was about to say we would see P3 sitting behind P2 until the last lap, but now the whole grid is going to be closed. And if you look at the Alpine's battery of Jeep, I don't know, sorry, Jeep.
Yeah,
he's got a
Jeep, I would
good
say.
battery as well as Rashan, so battery won't have as much of an effect. And I mean, obviously he's gonna have to spend. He's gonna have to use his battery staying behind him for the second for 3 laps. But if he can just do that to stay within DRS, winner could be changed. We don't know yet.
I got some interesting development right here. We only have 4 people deciding to pit.
Oh,
Obviously, they're all going to go on softs,
yeah,
right?
I think they're gonna.
That
go
is
to
very interesting that
fast
they
start.
decided that pit move.
Yeah, I mean,
They must have a lot of faith in their ability to overtakes. Copy, Maximilian Silad, and Symbol. Ironically enough, it's both the Ferraris and both the AlphaTauris. How funny is that? Luckily enough, nobody getting super double stacked, which is good. But very interesting that they all chose to pick the softs, but the top 14 decided to stay on the mediums. Very interesting.
They're gonna know their tyre wear, how much it's gonna affect them. But yeah, if the tyre wear is such a big factor, I mean, the tyres are only 9 laps old. There's 11 laps left. Towards the end, those mediums maybe shredded them. We might even see the soft runners take it through and maybe even get past because of that.
I think the soft runners have a solid chance of getting the points now. You know, these guys on 9-lap-old mediums, they're going to be sitting ducks. And if someone like Copy and Maximilian, I know those guys, at least I've been watching them a decent amount this race.
Maximilian,
They've got...
I'm surprised he took that risk, to be honest, because in P7 it's a good handful of points. I mean, I wouldn't have expected it, to be honest. Maybe from those outside the top 10, you might as well take a risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Copy with the last to first. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I know. People are still saying it's possible. There are lots of Copy fans in the chat today, so...
Alpha Man, Matty is pulling into the... Is that Matty? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
into
Matty.
The pits to fit the soft tyres. Also thinks it's the right call.
But he's doing it a lap late.
He is. I mean, I think he was in the back anyway, so I'm not sure that really matters too much for him.
Well, he was sitting right around like 9th.
Oh, was he?
So, yeah. Oh, he needed a new wing. He needed a new wing. That's why. Yes, that makes sense. I was like, why is he going in? It's tough. Yeah, and then Jeep Van Dam is decent chance he's about to get gapped again. Rishan obviously, had built up a 3.5-second gap. I don't know if you noticed that before the safety car. It was 3.5 seconds. So now he's gotta redo all that work he just put in. But I think he can get it done. I still think he's sitting pretty solid to take this win. Copy, I'm expecting to put himself up in the top 10, and Maximilian as well. I think we'll end up having some massive passes. So I'm going to be watching them personally a good amount on the safety car restart because I just want to see them pull out some heroic moves.
Yeah. Wow.
Safety car should about to go in too.
Yeah, I think we've seen Yip Van Dam. He's made five positions so far. I mean, a really strong racer car. As well as Lucas Aguario. Both Alpines making up a lot of positions in this race, but it's Yip going to be driving so aggressively, trying to win this race. I mean, the race can still be won by anyone, to be honest. It's not too late. I mean, the soft's going to kick in.
Oh.
We're going to have to just see the pace. Is it in this lap? It's not in this lap, so we've still got another
It's
lap.
not. Matty is playing tricks. Matty, look at this guy. He had the pace to catch up to the safety car grid, but I was watching his camera. He was going slow. He just extended that safety car one more lap for everybody so he can go back into the pits.
Wow, that's pretty strategic move.
That is sleuthy. Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Also, Chiz, I did want to mention, you have two
I've been seeing
two
that.
big fans in Chiz Lover 420 and 421. I love that. That is funny.
Yeah.
Wow. So honestly, that's probably my my moment of the stream so far. Is Matty deciding to extend. That's so funny.
Yeah. But yeah, it means a lot because those on softs now they have a little bit less tyre than what they would have, and at the end that can really mean a lot.
Yeah. Now, Matty, I can't even say it was a team play because he got right back onto some old mediums. So very interesting, right? He went back on the old tires he used to have.
Did he change his
maybe he's just not a big fan of the softs.
Did he change his front wing at all? Or maybe he just feels like they're going to the end. But anyway, safety car is in this lap now. We'll go on board with Yip Van Dam.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he changed his wing. We've got 9 laps to go. 8 laps, sorry, excuse me, after safety car goes in. So we're going to find out and see if Rishan can regain that 3.5-second lead or if he's going to get snipped on this restart by Jeep and some surprise pace. I'd say you go ahead and watch the front guys, and I'm going to watch Maximilian because I am really intrigued to see if him and Copy are going to pull some tricks.
Let me know when they do anything. But Yip Van Dam now behind waiting to see where Rishan. This is where Rishan went last time. He's going to go in. He is, and Yip Van Dam knows that and is staying behind him. So not getting as much as done, although not as brave as Rishan took a little snap of oversteer. Yip Van Dam staying behind. He's 5 tenths down. There's a Ferrari spun at the back. Maximilian gets another 3-second time penalty, but Yip Van Dam now needs to stay within a whole second for the next 3 laps. So we've seen Rishan's pace. It's going to be really interesting to see whether he can do that or not. But not seeing any overtaking throughout the rest of the grid. I'm going to say that as Taz was doing something on the Alpine, but had to back out of it. So unfortunately that's not going to be available anymore. We'll go on board with the other McLaren. Oh, the winning is a little bit slow through there. As because of that, Alpine is going to get outside, not going to get enough exit to make a move. He's behind. KGR is just going side by side with Rafa Martins into turn 4. Who's going to get ahead? The Mercedes breaks out to try and get the switch right, but it's not going to be enough as KGR is going to get the position on the Mercedes. So a good overtake by him. I think that was an overtake, yeah.
Yeah. Now, down the grid, I just saw Copy and Maximilian both just get past VDOT. And they're still on the attack. I'm watching their pace, and they are significantly faster than everybody else.
You can see the tire.
There's a little bit of a battle in front of them that they're just letting kind of play its course and get them even closer to the front.
Just to note,
Copy
is already a whole second behind Rishan.
Oh my gosh, Rishan is on
Rishan
fire.
at the pace, yeah. I'll go on board with Copy now, getting a good run on the softs compared to Galaxy Lives. This will definitely be a driver to watch for the rest of the race. Because it's interesting to see.
Yeah, Copy's about to go move. I think Copy's going to make this move on the...
Oh, sorry, KJR is going overtaken Yip Van Dam. Apologies, I missed that. But KJR on the Haas into second. Can he close up to Rishan? We're going to see now. But Maximilian Lucar and
yeah,
Copy.
Maximilian Lucar just made another pass.
Yeah.
He just passed Copy.
We're going to see now Maximilian Lucar trying to go around the outside of Galaxy Lives. He sends it around the outside. Can he stay side by side? AlphaTauri to the sister team, Red Bull. Can he stay ahead? He's got the better traction and he's overtaken him into turn 5, I think that is. So such a good move. You can see how much more grip the softs have. So really good.
Ooh, and right around there, they just actually passed spun out Ayub Khan.
Oh, I think it's the voice crack.
Yeah.
The grass, and he's going to lose position to the Red Bull, maybe into the Ferrari. So all that hard work has just been undone because of a small little mistake.
But now he's going to have DRS. He's going to get right back in it.
DRS. Yeah, it's still
this is
6 laps.
This is entertaining down at the bottom. Oh my gosh,
really
this like just outside the point spot is amazing.
It is. I don't think any moves are happening in the front. So yeah, we'll go forward with Maximilian because he's doing good so far on these softs.
Wow. Oh, come on, Maximilian. You've got the opportunity. Just give it like one more corner.
Yeah,
he's going to get gripped by that. Oh, there it is. That Red Bull just got twitchy.
You see the traction on the softs, but I think Red Bull using ERS there. You see slightly extended.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, it's Maximilian. He loses the back end a little bit through the corner. Oh, he's so twitchy through there. He's managing to keep it though. He's got to stay within the DRS train. Otherwise, he's going to have no shot at getting any more positions. He's going to be aiming for P7 because that's where he was before he pitted. So hopefully he can get back into there.
Now, I do also want to mention those clouds are starting to look a little bit menacing.
That's very true.
I don't know if 6 laps worth of time. That's only about 8 minutes worth of racing. I don't know if that's going to bring them out. Yeah, more like 7 minutes worth of racing, but you know, you never know. Rain might be on the horizon, just barely.
We saw it unexpected during quali. We can see it again, but yeah, the medium runners will be a lot slower then. But unfortunately, we can't get the weather reports, so we don't know what's happening. But Taz is now going side by side with Lucas Eduardo for P6. He's going to dive down the inside. He's going to remain side by side. It's Taz that's the purple sector 1, so pushing so much he forces the Alpine a little bit wide. Alpine a little bit twitchy because of the curve on the exit. But he does. Taz does make the move, and Lucas Eduardo drops down to P7.
And Maximilian, all that pace that he had, he's now losing it. Copy though, about to make a move on the FDOT. Aston Martin and Copy's got done.
Moved there with the soft guys so much better. Maximilian also trying to look at the exit, but yeah, the two soft guys they can't be fighting. They're going to be catching up because there's a 2.2 second gap between P12 Copy and P11 Galaxy Lives. So nothing. So Copy's got to push now, get back up. But yeah, Rishan.
I mean, he is pushing. You just said it was what, 2.5 seconds?
Yeah, it was 2.2. Now it's 2 exactly. So yeah, the soft guys will just be so much better. But I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. But yeah, Rishan, if we're going board, just have a look at him. Look at the gap behind him. 1.2 seconds. To be fair, KGR has closed it because it was on 1.3. So towards the end of
This is
this
true.
race, I mean, we can see the ERS. They're both KJR using a little bit more ERS, but we can see anything towards the end of this race. KJR is going to be pushing as hard as he can to get into DRS though, because it's such a crucial thing as FedEx and Michael Marinuzzi, love that name, are fighting for
Amazing.
But the McLaren are fighting as well with Larsen. Larsen with a great dive bomb there. Poor Michael Marinuzzi losing 2 positions in the space of a straight.
That's tough for Marinuzzi, yeah. I know, he's still sitting at the very back of the point, so he's still got 1 point to his name, but with that 3-second time penalty, that's about to potentially lose it to him. And Copy, on time penalties right now, is sitting in the points.
That's a very good point.
So Copy went from last place, now sitting in the points as a time penalty.
If he can get into DRS, that's
if he
going to
can
be
keep it
even
clean.
more helpful. If he can keep it clean. He's got to make
yeah.
7/10, which I think he could do, to be honest, just to get into DRS, which will help him massively. But
yeah, I must agree.
Yeah, very strong from him.
We've got a close gap a little bit higher up,
Maximilian,
6th and 5th.
Maximilian is pitting, who I assume is going to be for fastest lap.
Yep, Taz has now got past Quark, almost gotten past Quark, actually. They're going side by side turn 3. They have a little bit of contact. Taz has to get on the sausage curb and loses his time. That's it. I knew it was going to happen. I saw Quark push him so wide, and it's kind of one of those moments where technically it's fair, but Quark definitely getting his elbow outs and and making Taz drive on the limit. I love that move.
Floors this year, the sausage curbs are so much more. They're harmful almost because you can get stuck with them, and it prevents your steering because your tires are effectively off the ground.
Yeah, this is true. Actually, it is genuinely possible to high center if you go slow enough on some sausage curves and not be able to move.
KJR is now 1.8 seconds behind Rishan, which is he's lost. Sorry, I was trying to figure out if he'd lost a game, but no, he has lost time. He's lost 6/10. So
in the span of 2 laps.
Yeah, I think that might just be the ERS not using as much there. Rishan's got so much more baseline pace. ERS management obviously plays a big part in it.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm expecting to see Taz go and try to give some revenge on Quark and try to push him wider. And he's got a slight opportunity right here. Quark doesn't have DRS.
Nice.
And Quark's got no more energy either. They both have no energy. So here it goes. Taz, potentiality, takes the outside run. He has to.
He's going to try and get the switch back. He's going to get a good exit. It's going to be enough. It is going to be enough because he's now side by side into turn 5. And we're going side by side into this fast left-hander. Who can stay ahead? It's a double left-hander. Who's brave? Taz is brave. So is Quark because they're still side by side going into another quick left-hander. I think Quark is going to be behind just because he wasn't able to carry as much speed. But actually, no, Quark.
But how about that for some good racing?
Quark might even have another go.
Gorgeous.
He doesn't have another go. I think he's going to comfortably sit behind until the last lap where he's going to be able to get ahead because of DRS.
Do you think he's going to play that move?
I think he will. I mean, it's the most logical thing to do at this point.
I mean, Quark has already made the hard dive on Taz and pushed him off one time, so I'm expecting Quark to make a dive right here.
And we'll see. There's a yellow flag in sector 3 as Sellard is spun around. Very unfortunate for him.
Mm-hmm. Yep, here's Quark. Here it.
I just not make a move.
He thought about it for a second.
Yeah, I mean, it's really managing when you want to go for the move. But Maximilian does get the fastest lap, which is what he wanted, stealing away from whoever had it before. I'm not 100% sure there was. But yeah, Quark's staying behind now. It looks like he's just looking to see if he's close enough to make the move, but he is going to be sat behind.
Yeah. Now, Copy, I did say he was in the point positions because of penalties, but now that there's this big gap between FDOT and Galaxy, Copy is no longer in the points based on time penalties. He's actually lost that out because FDOT has not been going quite fast enough.
Unfortunate.
And Copy is stuck behind. So that's not actually working out super great for him. Now we're about to start the final lap. Rishan does now cross the line, starting our final lap. 1.5 seconds separates him and second place. It is still a very sizable gap. He can kind of chill this lap, but knowing Rishan, he's not going to chill. He's going to
get past this lap as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I doubt he will because Maximilian very quick did it on those sets off. I think the soft runners, those who did pit, are now going to be regretting that decision. I think it was right. There's a big dive bomb from Yip Van Dam into P2. They do make contact, and Rafa Martins is through into P3 now. Yip loses out because of that. I don't think Rafa Martins is going to be close enough to get to KJR. KJR is going to stay in second, but very close racing there. KJR now under pressure though from Rafa Martins, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There's a few battles going
I
on.
don't think so either.
Behind as well because FedEx is side by side with Larson. As Larson gets sent flying
Oh!
into the barriers there. So unfortunate
Oh
for him.
no!
But I don't think we're going to see
Oh.
much more in terms of overtakes. We're going to look on board with Rishan now because he was sat behind.
Oh, we do see
Oh
Quark
my
spin!
goodness! You
No
do.
way! This is a chaotic final lap.
But Rishan now.
Are you on Rishan?
I'll be on
Cam?
Rishan because Rishan has won F6 round 1. Such a dominating drive from him. And he does take the win. What a drive. KGI is in second.
Wow.
Rafa Martin's P3. But so much chaos there on the final lap. Taz moves up into P5
I
because
know.
of penalties. Copy into P7.
That's incredible.
Copy got into P7. Wow. Second
Wow!
last.
This guy.
Um,
Yeah, I think it's because that spin with Quark, it slowed down everybody behind Quark, and Quark was sitting in like 6th place, 7th place.
oh.
And so that just slowed down everybody behind him, and it let Copy scoot back up there, because by the time Copy got up to where Quark was spinning, Quark was ghosted. So he just cruised right through, and Copy gets driver of the day.
It's fully deserved
Look at
in
this
my
guy.
opinion. I didn't see,
I agree.
unfortunately, what happened, but Copy doing very well.
Yeah, Copy, he made, 13 positions at the end?
Yeah.
20th to 7th?
Yeah, but I think the man who we really have to praise here is Rishan. Such good pace from him, such a dominating drive. When Balaz retired, unfortunately, I wonder what could have happened if he'd stayed in, but unfortunately he didn't. So Rishan dominated.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately for Rishan, managed to dominate. So great race from him.
Oh yeah, that was amazing. You know, we had obviously talked about how Rishan was looking really solid, and he obviously finished it off phenomenally after sitting on pole. Did not get the Grand Slam. He did not lead every race, every lap, obviously, nor did he get fastest lap, but he did end up with the win at the end of the day. That's all that really matters for the stat book. First place to Rishan, second to KJR, third to Rafa Martin, fourth to Jeep Van Dam.
You guys want to see them?
Look at that. Yes. Fourth is Jeep Van Dam. Fifth is Taz. Good drive from him. 10th to 5th. That's a pretty solid improvement right there. Lucas Eduardo, 17th to 6th. But Copy, our driver of the day, 20th to 7th. 8th place goes to Galaxy Lives. 9th to Marinuzzi. And 10th to FedEx. That rounds out our top 10. Fedot in 11th still makes up some positions. Quark in 12th after losing some positions from a massive spin at the end. Maddie in 13th. Khan in 14th. Larson in 15th. Maximilian in 16th. And that finishes out our technical finisher. Sealod did DNF on he retired on the final lap, but 17th Sealod, 18th Symbolics, 19th Aliosa, and 20th Balaz as the first retirement.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just go to the GT Omega sponsor video again, but big thank you to them, obviously, as the title sponsor. But I think we should have a little discussion about this because a lot of stuff happened there.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I must agree. We definitely should have a little bit of a discussion. I'm gonna real quick pull up our podium sitters because I want to make sure that that they get the love that they deserve and potentially an interview, right? Because Rishan, KGR, and Rafa Martin's having a phenomenal race. You know, I think after watching this race, there's a lot to say about the future for this season. I'm looking at Rishan having an incredible season. I really think he's got a great shot at a potential domination of a season, just judging by that crazy pace. Now, obviously, we already have the semblance of a rivalry between him and Balaz after a little bit of contact. And if you were watching the chat, it looked like some, I guess, deliberation as to who was at fault there. And so I'm smelling a bit of a rivalry maybe coming out of that one. KJR looking clean, just kind of drives around all the chaos. Sits himself into second, and Rafa Martin's also drive around the chaos, sits himself into third. Great race from him. Jeep Van Dam fans are not going to be too displeased as he's sitting in fourth. Is a great race from him too. But who do you think had the best, I guess, not necessarily luck, but pure skill outside of Rishan?
I think we saw Maximilian Copy both able to cut their way through the pack. Unfortunately, Maximilian wasn't able to fully take advantage of that. But I think Copy as well, obviously with the soft tires. He made up to P13, and then you could say it was through luck. Did get into the points in the end. I think Lucas Eduardo we saw as well had good fights as well, making their way through. I think we saw both the Haas guys when they won. I think KJR, especially in their final stint, was able to make the most of it. I have asked the drivers to go back into join the waiting room, the top three. but nothing as of yet. But I'll drag them in
Wonderful.
when they do.
Sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna go, back up to live right now because I went back just to look at our podium sitters. Overall, I think an exceptionally good race. I know Balaz will obviously be gutted because he was looking very strong. So we'll see if next race he can have better luck.
Ah,
Now we do have somebody sitting in the
Rishan,
box
I'll
in the waiting room. You
drag
want to
him
go
in.
drag him in?
Rishan, welcome. Such a good drive there, dominating, leading almost every lap of that second half of the stint there before you were sat behind Balaz. But how do you feel that went for you?
If I'm being honest, I'm not too happy with how the race went in general. Was caught up in, of course, the turn 3 incident. I believe that was just a bit of a racing incident, if I'm being honest. He broke very soon, and as an effect, well, as a consequence of that, unfortunately ran into the back of him. Nothing I could have done, of course. I could not have gone to the left, which was because that would have sent me into the wall. Could not have gone to the right because that would have taken him out, even would have taken him out either way. But it was just a very unfortunate incident, if I'm being honest. And of course, I'm very sorry for what happened, but don't feel like it was really anyone's fault in that case. But in general, the pace, from my standards, it wasn't too great, if I'm being honest. Was having a lot of issues with massive snaps of oversteer at some points, and yeah, then I had understeered, and I had oversteered. The car's feeling really inconsistent for some weird reason. But yeah,
Interesting.
still managed to take home the win, and I can be happy with that. But I think I'll just look into practicing for the next race in a bit. Have
Yeah,
a
I
bit
was
of
gonna.
rest as well.
I've got to ask. You said that you're not super pleased about that, but obviously it still ends with a win. And so then I've got to ask, what would you have been pleased with if not the win by your almost 2-second margin? What do you think would have been, your standard?
My usual standard, if I'm being honest, is winning by 5+ seconds. And but yeah, it was. I was very surprised actually by the race pace from the guys. I wasn't pushing as much as I probably could have. I was just really concerned about the car just going from underneath me. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Now that makes sense.
was your plan initially before the safety car when you were behind Balaz to just sit behind until the last lap and go for them with the DRS, or were you planning
Yeah,
to?
that was initially going to be the plan until the incident happened. It was just very unfortunate still that it
Yeah.
happened. Would have been a very great battle. I still respect him massively for his pretty fucking amazing pace, if I'm being honest.
But yeah, great drive from you. Congratulations. I will let you go.
Yep.
All right, Rafa Martin.
Now you can go ahead and pick whoever you want to bring into the next
Rafa
one.
Martins is in the waiting room. Rafa,
Martins.
hello, congratulations, P3 on the F6 round 1 race. How'd you feel?
Hi, Cheese. Panju, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm
Hey,
still-
good man. How are you?
I'm very good as well. I'm very happy for my first time on PSGL, even if it's tier 6, but there's some dudes very quickly on this tier. It's a great honor to be on the podium on my first time here.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations. You're able to keep out of trouble there and keep clean and stay behind stay in those top few positions. How do you feel it was seeing all the incidents around you, being able to keep it out of them and just get through? How did you feel that was from your perspective?
In the start, past 2-3 laps, I know that I couldn't do any more positions because we were in a DRS train, and it's very difficult in this track to overtake. So I just sit and wait because I had a feeling that maybe some dudes will be trying to overtake each other, and I think I I take advantage of it. I remember I passed from P4 or P5 to P2. He in the end as well, I was P4. I took advantage because P3 tried to overtook the P2. They had a contact and I could take advantage of it. It was a strategy. I think it was the better one for the circumstances.
Yep. We did see a lot of drivers as
Yeah,
well in the top 10. Sorry, going on to the softs. Did you? I mean, it ended up being the wrong decision. You didn't want to do that either. Would you have maybe considered it at all? Did you consider it, or was that just a complete no go?
In the last
In the last
safety
safety,
car,
sorry, yeah.
to go into soft,
Yeah.
to softs. When the safety car comes down, I think we all in the grid thinks about it. But as I said before, it is a very difficult track to overtake, even with the soft tires. A bunch of cars got together, and I choose to keep the track position because I look at to the other drivers as well to do what they thinking. They stay out, so I stay out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you obviously made the right decision. I think your drive was one of my favorites out of everybody. You seemed like you were just very calm, cool, and collected throughout the whole race. Weren't necessarily trying to play, hero games. You were just trying to play consistency games, and obviously that paid out for you. It paid out for a lot of people. So I think your strategy and your decision making today was really really great. Beyond just your general racecraft. So your podium was one of the most well deserved in my opinion. So great
Yeah,
race
agreed.
from you, man.
All right, we will let.
Thank you for Thank you for your kind words.
No worries.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for providing an entertaining race.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
We'll
you.
let you-
Have a nice work. We see
Yes,
you
hopefully-
next
hopefully-
week.
And hopefully we get to see you up in this box more often.
100%.
Let's see.
Okay.
Yes.
I think Kotte is the next one, right?
It's.
I believe you're
I
right.
will get the calendar up
it's-
there actually.
It's a
Um,
very difficult.
Miami
one,
is
but
next.
We'll see.
Miami's next,
Miami?
yes. Other USA.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So
Thank
And
you.
we all see the US flag and we think, oh, it's got to be Coda. But now we've got to actually think about it. And then next year is going to get even more confusing. We're going to see the US flag and we're going to be like, oh, is it Miami, Coda, or Las Vegas?
Yeah. You're right.
okay, we'll let you go now. Thank you
Well, man,
very
yeah,
much.
seriously. Thank you so much.
Let me just send greetings for my country, Portugal. And shout out to all members of PSGL, drivers, staff, and Hassan, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Thanks, man. We'll catch you later.
Okay.
Well, Chiz, do you wanna send us off by giving some love to our sponsors and
I would love to.
calling our stream a day?
Yeah, so thank you for GT Omega, obviously title sponsors, as well as Red Rival. Am I forgetting any?
No,
Sorry,
that's
but
exactly it, yeah.
those guys sponsoring us, obviously, very important to keep the league running. But next week is Miami, and I'm sure we'll see lots of you guys there. Any final words?
Final words is, let's keep having a great season. I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out to people like KJR and also Balaz for a potential better race next week with some better luck. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how they all handle it. So I say best of luck to everybody next week. All of you guys that have tuned in, thank you so much for being here. I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful week. And I can't wait to see you guys in 7 days. And make sure you also tune into the rest of our tiers here at PSGL. We've got plenty of action both on PlayStation and PC for you guys to enjoy. Don't just give us the love, though. We do appreciate it. Make sure to spread the love around and
Yes.
just keep being wonderful. Make the world a better place. And we will see you guys in 7
Same
days.
words from me. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.